Anxiety is a beast. That's why I have people like describe their anxiety. They will come up with like the most creative ways of describing it. Like it is this like nagging thing on my shoulder. It is this amorphous blob in the background that just grows, and you feed it if you stay and you follow their directions, right? The best thing that you can do is talk back to it and be like, I'm in charge of us, not you. I'm going to do it. I'm going out there and I'm going to be able to do something. And yes, it will be uncomfortable, but I can do it. I'm not listening to you. I'm in charge, not you.
Hi, welcome to the ADHD Social Playbook podcast. I am your host, Caroline Maguire. Before we get into it, this is part 2 I had with ADHD expert Janine Halloran. So if you haven't watched part 1, click on the link in the description below and go back and watch part 1. In part 2, we really do a deep dive into the fact that anxiety is a beast, and that beast will take you under. It tells you to stay home. It wants you not to leave your house. And so we talk about how to break that cycle and the cycle of shame that kind of often accompanies this. Let's get into it. I hope you enjoy this conversation as much as I did. I would never drive through New York City. I've done it. It's too much for me. But other people do, like my husband would do it without thinking, right?
Yep. Exactly.
So that's where the comfort zone is like a different thing. And by the way, if friends could come to my couch, like that'd be great because I'm super comfortable there. But like, yes. Unfortunately, nobody comes to my couch.
Telling you. But it really is, it changes depending on who it is, right? So like my husband would be fine driving through New York City. He'd be fine driving in a rainstorm. I'm panicking in this, like we had this one when we were driving across the country one time, we ran into this awful, awful Midwest storm. It was like the worst rainstorm I've ever been in my life. And I was having a panic attack, like a legit panic attack in the front seat. And let me be clear, I was not driving. I was not driving and I was still having the panic attack. I'm looking at my husband who's like slow, his breath is slow. He's like, I've got this. He locked in. It was like enough for him to lock in. It was way too much for me. And it like same experience, totally different reactions to it. So you just have to know. And I wouldn't have known that rainstorms in Nebraska would have been so scary. I don't remember where we were. Dakotas? It was one of the Dakotas.
I've been in Oklahoma in one and it was really, really scary. Like I'm with you. Like it was terrifying.
Terrifying.
It was terrifying. Like I expected cows to be like flying across the highway any minute. Like it was bad.
Signs were vibrating. I was like, I've got to get out of here.
You're not safe anymore. I mean, I think that that's also where boundaries kind of come in because I'm thinking of like the people who reach out to me, the people who come to webinars, people who listen to our, your podcast, a lot of times if I said to you, I can't drive to New York City, you would be like, okay. But I think one of the things people with anxiety face is that they say, that party's too much for me, or I need to do it in this way, right? And other people come back with unsolicited, unwanted, and uneducated advice.
Right.
And then I think people become very susceptible to that and they feel really bad. And then they don't do what they know that would be better for them. And they try to muscle through, or they feel such shame, even though they're, that's on the other people. If you need what you need, you need what you need. And I think that's part of it is like to know your comfort zones and your levels, to know, whether you're good to go to certain social events or whether you need scaffolding, you need to leave early, you need coping mechanisms, but also to have some things to say, because I feel like people are very free to comment as if it's their business, which it's not, what you do and how you do it.
Yes. And there's a few things that I say to myself and to my clients when they're dealing with this. So the first thing I say is like, are those people in your top 5? And by that, I mean the top 5 people that really care about you and love you and are your go-to people in your life. Are they part of your top 5? If they're not part of your top 5, why does it matter what they say to you? Like if they are just a random passerby at a party, an acquaintance, they don't really know everything about you. They don't know your whole story. They don't understand. They have no history of knowing exactly what you're going through. They have their own ideas about what you're going through, and now they're sort of like it's saying more about them than it is really about you.
Yes.
And so then I'm like, if they're not part of my top five, I do not entertain it. It's like it doesn't matter. I try to make sure it rolls off my back. I use a lot of self-talk, and I recommend using a lot of self-talk, using that positive self-talk. Like, I know what is best for me. I understand myself. I know what I need. And this is again more about them than it is about me. This is a reflection on what they are thinking and what they are feeling, not so much what needs to be for me. I am the expert on me. And so I will do what works for me. So, and it can be a little bit tricky because you do have these like societal expectations. And you're like, well, maybe that's not what I really need to do, actually. And it's
Right.
okay to be able to be like, you know what? This is not my thing. This is not for me, and I will not do it.
I really love that, and I'm so glad you had such concrete answers because I think the same thing. Like I always think, you know not what you say. Like
Yes.
too bad. But I feel like I've been empowered by all of the, psychologists and psychiatrists and community that I'm a part of and knowledge that I have. Um, or maybe it's being 49, I don't know. But I think it's really hard for people. And I do feel so badly when my clients are trying to do what they need and other people are commenting. And I think to have those responses you gave is really important because we do need to do what we need to do for me. And
Yeah.
and like you said, if your whole thing is to titrate up, maybe you're starting with something, you're not going to the big party, you're starting with going to the coffee shop and that will work for you and that will help you so much. And then all these people are commenting and they make it so much harder.
Right. And that's where I think a lot of the research that I've been reading recently is all about connection, right? Like, and how the power of connection and that finding the people that are going to be supportive of you, finding the people who are going to understand what you were going through and cheer you on when you make an accomplishment. Like, if you are scared to go to a party and like, it's terrifying for you and you end up at a coffee shop and you hang in a Starbucks by yourself for like 20 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour, I'm going to cheer for you. And we want to find other people that are going to cheer for you too, because that is a step so that you can do the things that you want to do. You want to go to a networking event. Okay. But it's really hard. So you're making those steps. So you find the community that's going to help build you up, not the people that are tearing you down.
Oh, you're so right. And it's so true. And I hope I hope people take that in because it is really, really true. And I'm going to be cheering for you too. And I really think that the step, you're describing like a titrated step-by-step approach as opposed to sort of forcing yourself. And I think that's so important because it really doesn't work. You got to walk before you run. And it really doesn't work to just go from sitting on the couch to like, oh, I'm going to like force myself to go to this huge networking event when I am anxious about stuff.
Oh yeah. It's really, you make a plan. Make a plan because then suddenly when you have a plan and you have it like sort of written out, like these are the strategies I'm going to use. These are the things I'm going to try. Let's see how it works in this smaller environment. What worked, what didn't work. Let's tweak the plan because it's always a work in progress and you're making strides. Even if, you have to take a couple steps backwards, that's okay. You're still working on your plan.
Oh, I love that. Okay, I have one last question. When I'm thinking about the idea of getting out there and doing things and like you're uncomfortable.
Mhm.
Someone said something to me that I'd love to know if you agree or disagree with, which is that anxiety can be kind of a beast. And it can tell you, like, stay here on the couch, Janine, like you're safe here. And that resonates with me as an anxious person because I think there is something about you feel safer and you you start to convince yourself that, like, and I'm talking about different than if you have social anxiety,
Mm.
diagnosed social anxiety. I'm talking about, you know, just the anxiety can grow and get worse.
Oh, yeah.
And I just wonder what you think about that, because I think there is a degree to which we have to be a little uncomfortable and we have to push ourselves a little, but I think it can be in steps like you've described.
Oh, absolutely. Anxiety is a beast. That's why I have people like describe their anxiety and they will come up with like the most creative ways of describing it. Like it is this like nagging thing on my shoulder. It is this amorphous blob in the background that just grows. And you feed it if you stay and you follow their directions, right? The best thing that you can do is talk back to it and be like, I'm in charge of us, not you. I'm going to do it. I'm going out there and I'm going to be able to do something. And yes, it will be uncomfortable, but I can do it. I'm not listening to you. I'm in charge, not you. And so, yeah, anxiety, it feels really overwhelming and it makes you want to stay. It wants you to stay comfortable. It wants you to stay like not pushing yourself. And it's very easy to fall into that like, oh, I'm not going to. I actually think about this a lot because I do deal with anxiety and I want to make sure that I am not going to make it so that I am not going out and doing the things. Like there are times where I'm like, oh, I don't really want to go to there. I don't want to go because I'm feeling this, I'm feeling that. I don't want to drive, blah 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 blah. And I'm like, nope, we're going to do this. I am not getting stuck in this house. I am not going to develop that. I am getting out. And so I will talk back. I'll be like, you are not in charge. I'm leaving. Goodbye.
In charge of myself.
Yes.
I love that. I mean, and I asked you genuinely that if you, as a psychologist, were like, no, Caroline, that's not true. I don't know who told you that. Like, I wanted to know your honest opinion because it felt right to me.
Oh yeah.
Because I feel like, you know, I have these fear pictures, and as an anxious person, I've always had, a high level of anxiety. And I feel like when I fall into the trap of listening to this beast, it just wants more and more and more. It wants me to feed it. And that feels true to me, like as a person with anxiety.
Yes. And I will say when I talk to other experts in anxiety, so I think about Natasha Daniels, um, and I think about Dr. Don Hebner, they both describe it the same sort of way as this monster, as this like thing that can sort of take over, in like lots of different ways. That like it's really challenging. Natasha Daniels actually wrote a book for teenagers called Anxiety Sucks.
Does suck.
It does. And I found it to be helpful as an adult. Like it's helpful to see the lens of that and to know that like a lot of people feel that way and that there's something that you can do. Like I think that's the empowering piece of their work and what I try to do with the people that I work with is that there are things you can do. You don't have to listen to anxiety. You can talk right back to it and I will give it attitude because I'm in charge.
And one of the things you gave me for the book was this like brilliant definition of coping skills. And it fits in right here, where you said, it's the activities you can do to manage your difficult thoughts, your feelings in challenging situations. And I felt like that was like the best definition because that's it, right? Like if I know I have those coping skills, then I can say to my anxiety, no, like I have coping skills. I can drive into Boston. I can go to a networking event. I can go to a Starbucks by myself because I have these tools. So back off, you know?
Yeah, no, it's very empowering. And I like, I recommend sitting by yourself in a shop or eating by yourself. I do it actually all the time just because it's a challenge. Like it can be a challenge to sort of like sit and be okay with sitting by yourself. Because you get like all these like things that sort of come into your mind and like, no, I'm here. I'm enjoying my book. I'm enjoying my lunch. I will do this. Like just constantly like sort of challenging yourself to get stronger. You're building that muscle of dealing with anxiety by just practicing.
Okay, I really love that because I feel like there's sort of a cycle here. There's like the fear picture I have, right? And like it's very doomsday. The anxiety beast who talks to me and says, like, you can't do this, Caroline. You can't do this, Janine, right?
Yep.
And then like you talking back to the anxiety and then you doing something using this coping mechanism, which I guess you should have practiced ahead. So there's another step that I forgot.
Well, it's like a circle. Like you're always
Yeah.
sort of like I think about it as like you're always sort of like, okay, I'm practicing a strategy, I'm gonna try it. What worked, what didn't work? Okay, let's go back. I'm gonna try something else that's challenging. What's my plan beforehand? All right. What worked, what didn't work afterwards? Let's try again. So it's like it's a constant sort of thing. And so then you realize what are the strategies that really work for you, that stick for you, that are going to be helpful for you. You can try different things and add those into your strategies, you know? Like, and so there are strategies that I've done since I was like a little kid. Like I've always journaled and I will always journal. Like I think it's one of my most helpful strategies in terms of processing my feelings, identifying what's making me anxious. Like real, I need to like write it down to really like understand what's going on. And like just even like problem solving and strategizing around what to do. I love writing. Other people don't. That's cool. But that's really something that helps me. But then I add new strategies in. So like I tried a new video game. I went on a walk in a different place. I'm trying a different grounding technique. So I'm always trying to make sure that I have enough strategies to help me manage no matter where I am, no matter what I feel.
Ooh, I love that. And that's why we're friends, because you always have good things to tell me that then if I implemented, my life would be better.
It's tricky. That's the biggest hurdle is like actually using them. I'm telling you, like the biggest hurdle because you can have like a bunch of strategies, but until you actually like put them into use, but it's like it's great to have a list, but like are you using them? And that's really hard. That's
It,
like you got to
yeah,
acknowledge it.
yeah, and like for people with ADHD, it's especially hard. And you know, I mean, just because I work with kids and adults, there's so many kids who have like a bunch of laminated cards in their backpack of strategies that they never ever take out. And I'm always like, okay, let's pick one because you're not even looking at these laminated cards. They're beautiful, but you will look
Nope,
at
you're
them.
not. You know what I have found, and I've been seeing this a lot more, it's like gamifying it.
Yeah.
Like making it seem like a side quest or making it like Jane McGonigal's book Super Better. It's all about gamifying like how to manage emotions and big feelings and challenging situations. Like that is her entire book. It's really interesting. So she talks about power-ups and different things that you can do during the day to like to make a plan to help you get through and actually use it. So gamifying it in some way makes it a little bit more appealing for some people and maybe it makes it stick a little bit better. Whatever's going to work. I'm willing to try lots and lots of different things to actually get people to use the strategies.
Oh, I am too. And I that's why I come to you because you have so many strategies. And your website is fabulous. Like you have you have so many things that you offer. It's crazy. Like every time I go on there, I'm like, oh, I haven't seen this before, but it's been right in front of my face. And so I will put that in the description because your website, um, it's coping skills for kids, right?
Mhm.
It's really, really good.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's been around for a while, so I just keep adding to it like and it sort of like happens organically. Like the deep breathing section didn't come in until actually I started doing presentations and people would tell me all their deep breathing strategies and I'd be like, "Oh my gosh, this is amazing." So like I just had the brainstorm one day. I was like, "Oh, I need to just put these on a website." So I did. And so it's like really interesting because I continue to grow and learn and find different strategies and I want to share them with people. So I put them on a website.
No, that's fabulous. And I'm like the kind of person who I like a nice downloadable. Like I like it to be like in a sheet. So I like that about your website. It's really, really good.
Thank you.
Um, Thank you for talking about the anxiety beast with me. I
You're
now really
welcome.
feel like we should name the beast or something.
You should. I tell kids to name it. I tell adults to name it. That woman did name the beast after her that fifth grade girl. Like she really did.
Which of my bullies would I pick? I'll have to think about that.
But you can like use it like mean, like you can make it mean, you know what I mean? Like you can, so you really talk back to it, like, how dare you?
I enjoy that. I talk to myself a lot, so that would work very well.